Prepare yourselves because we're about to expose more than tea. Here, the lava is boiling. Think about this. Remy Ma just blew up the internet, not due to another fight over rap. It wasn't some bet or red carpet drama that revealed her own husband. Papoose, for something so startling and scandalous that you would assume it was an unpublished Empire subplot. You heard right? Remy Ma recently revealed that Papoose has a full private life after years of playing the ride-or-die couple known as the Bonnie and Clyde of the Bronx. Not with a side companion. Absolutely not. Remy says he was having affairs. While they were married, face reddened. Stop now. Think about that for a second. The man who provided for her during her imprisonment, the block captain Easy, was accused of having an affair by this same individual. And now he's the one with the skeleton-filled closet and the stilettos. How far down is this rabbit hole? What was unknown, and when? Which real receipts is Remy in possession of? Isn't just a mess, I promise. Simply devastating. You won't be able to speak after what follows, so keep an eye out. Come on back, before the betrayal. Prior to the gossip, before everyone on the internet let out a gasp, disbelief. Because one of Remy Ma's habitual actions was to keep her partner down. She defended Papoose, while everyone else attempted to brand him corny. She crowned Clout the realist and remained by his side when all the microphone-wielding rappers pursued him. So you can only imagine how ironic it is when Remy herself, yes, she comes out of the shadows to tell us that he was lying all along. He was playing tricks on you. So was lying to me. To make matters worse, he was lying to himself, Remy surmised. That the man who made being the perfect spouse the focal point of his entire persona could have been hiding something that even Jussie Smollett would have found embarrassing. Y'all, says Remy Ma in a now viral audio note that was allegedly stolen from a private group conversation. Perhaps the hashtag Black Love poster pair that sent us all to tears was a single. Well-staged illusion, but let's travel back in time. Actually, the rumor started years ago when some fans discovered an old interview that Papoose had made in 2015. You know, when he was still battling for respect in battle rap circles in which he made a strange remark. Any man who doesn't have a side project or interest is not someone I trust. Harmless, perhaps, but that side interest was given a name in 2022. And that name was Marcus, a personal trainer who used to accompany Papoose on tour, according to some extremely bold direct messages from a former close buddy. And you know who covered his airfare? Yes, Remy. Tell me who arranges for their trainer to travel to Paris Fashion Week and then reserves a room at the Ritz for them. The inner circle of Remy Ma allegedly texted him. I'd find his phone on Do Not Disturb, but he'd still be receiving messages from names like my GFX and stylist Kev. There's no way this many stylists are FaceTiming you at 3 a.m. on the night of the 2023 Beat Awards. However, everything fell apart. And Remy Ma appeared by herself with no explanation, as a tight-lipped smile and an outfit so sharp it appeared to be revenge. Additionally, the tension behind the scenes was so intense that a lace front might be used to break it up. Papoose was scheduled to be there, but he quickly canceled, citing personal problems. According to an unidentified backstage producer, Remy arrived looking like she had just signed her divorce papers, covered in blood. Then take it easy. The most petty Instagram story of the year was shared by the block captain. The man Papoose reportedly punched when he paused a video showing a man's hand resting on another man's thigh in a car. Fans shouted even though it was only a picture of a stopped video showing a man's hand resting on another man's thigh in a car without any tags or descriptions. No, there's no way. You might be thinking, yet Papoose had the same tattoos. Not Papoose, the man who wrote love letters to Remy throughout his imprisonment. When she got home, the guy outside the jail gates was recording the minutes. That's the exact reason this whole thing is so complicated, because that level of dedication can only work if there is true commitment. But let's talk about the receipts. Over the last 48 hours, Twitter detectives have gone full CSI, tracking IP addresses, concentrating on hotel lobby check-ins, and examining photos in reverse. What they found has the potential to blow this thing apart. According to reports, Papoose has been spotted in Atlanta many times, but not for performances or media appearances. Instead, he was there for private health retreats that were arranged under his real name. The retreats hosted by the homosexual men's private group Gentle Kings. In response to your inquiry, the organization is real and very exclusive. Sources claim that Papoose was seen bringing a visitor to one of their 2021 parties. Before leaving with a man who was only identified as Ray, it's true that Ray may be found in some since-deleted comments on Papoose's old Instagram photos. But we're not here to point fingers. The comments are filled with enigmatic statements like "always got your back, King," and delicate heart emoticons. But the game isn't that. But let's talk about Remy's, when she goes live and says, "I'm angry that he lied to me, his daughter, and the entire culture for years." That's not just rumors, baby. That's a cultural earthquake. She said, "I gave him my best years." The eyes were cold, but the face-bare voice was calm. In less than 10 minutes, this live video reached 600K views. For this man, I metaphorically and literally took a bullet. I gave up stages, contracts, and brand relationships because, according to him, he never trusted the industry. He was afraid that I would do the same. But my side components were not in the men's locker room. Mike went down, as if it weren't enough. Remy also hinted that she is evidence. Indeed, precisely. She said she was sitting on voicemails, emails, and even recordings from security cameras. Furthermore, if Papoose keeps acting like a victim, she will make certain that the world hears every moan, secret meeting, and lie. And if Remy does release that tape, it won't only ruin careers, sweetheart. It will alter our understanding of hip-hop's most committed love tale. Be aware that we are just starting to examine the receipts before we go any farther. We need to talk about the big picture. Oh, since this isn't being taken lightly by the supporters. Another shared a remix tape of Papoose's alphabetical massacre, but this time each letter stood for a different man's name. One of the most popular tweets read, "I want a refund on every love poem he ever wrote. P. Papoose out here judging easy while living a double life in rainbow flags and silk boxers." Twitter is crazy. Instagram comments are disabled, and Papoose is quiet. In this case, he appears guilty since he remained silent, made no rebuttal, or even provided a nebulous response. At the height of this controversy, guess who else chimed in? Joe Fat. Indeed, Big Brother Joey Crack attempted to fix the damage by going live on Instagram as if it were 2005. Listen, whatever they're going through, that's between them. I haven't seen any funny stuff with Papoose. He's a real one. Always. Has been Joe trying to clean this up like it's a Terror Squad mixtape? This isn't 2004, sir. We are searching for solutions. In reference to Remy, before ending her live stream, she left us with a final cliffhanger. She looked straight into the camera, adjusted her hoodie, and said, "You think the guy was the only secret? He wasn't even the worst, darling. Do you believe? The only secret was the boyfriend. It wasn't even the worst, darling. Because if Papoose having a secret boyfriend was the appetizer, Remy Ma promised us a full-course buffet of deceit, treachery, and filthy laundry soaked in hip-hop tears. And boy, did she deliver. Within hours of that live stream, social media went DEFCON 5, and people weren't just refreshing timelines, they were researching, connecting dots, and digging like crazy. Was the Bronx version of True Detective. And what they found? Chilla, let's say Remy's mother may have only told us half the story. First, the bombshell. The alleged boyfriend, Marcus. Do you remember him? Isn't he just a random gym goer or a low-key trainer? According to leaked text combos, he's been living in a luxury condo in Jersey that was paid for by, drumroll, Papoose's joint account with Remy, which was supposed to be for college savings. investment properties, and family emergencies. Apparently, Marcus's emergency was that he needed marble countertops and a Hudson view from the balcony. This is where things get really messy, though, because anonymous insiders who sound suspiciously like resentful cousins and acquaintances say Remy found out about the condo months ago. According to sources, Remy Ma didn't even blow up at first when he asked Papoose about a $14,000 purchase at a men's designer store that Chase Bank had flagged. He said, "I needed a suit for a funeral." That's right. Sir, unless that suit was diamond encrusted and adorned with dragon scales. She instead fell into a deep silence, the type that rises like a tsunami before it obliterates a whole shoreline. She started keeping track of, gathering, and examining receipts. Let's fast forward to last month, when Remy showed up with a printed binder, according to an anonymous hairstylist who collaborated with Remy on a promotional photo. Among the color-coded tabs in the binder were hotels, flight logs, texts, and, I'm not joking, closet cam. Papoose is allegedly seen talking, giggling, and get ready trying on silk boxers that weren't even his in the video, after finding a suspicious perfume that wasn't hers or Papoose's. Remy allegedly planted a hidden camera in their walk-in closet. The worst part is that he posed in front of the mirror and questioned, "You think Remy would like these? Or are they too much?" She was physically sick after seeing the video. "She doesn't need to like I do," the mysterious man shot back. Everything suddenly made sense. The late-night studio sessions, the lad's secret exercise getaways, and the mysterious stylist who always traveled first class and never shared a lookbook. However, it becomes even more sinister when one of the purported ex-lovers, identified only as D, writes in an anonymous email to a gossip blog that Papoose has been living a double life for over a decade. According to him, their romance started after a freestyle fight in Brooklyn in 2012 and lasted the whole of Remy Ma's imprisonment. You read correctly. While Remy was inside, Papoose was apparently involved in more than simply penning love letters. He despised himself because, to put it simply, I was that secret. After the blog verified several information such as flight logs, hotel stays, timestamps, selfies, and everything checking out, fans are starting to doubt everything. Remember when Papoose would write long captions about manhood, honor, and pappies? And genuine men defending their queens. These days, some individuals see those as deflection. We're not done yet, though, since followers discovered more. One Twitter went viral, stating, "The louder the post, the deeper the closet." Papoose recorded a lot of unreleased rhymes that are allegedly from an earlier mixtape with words that are quite obscure. One stolen passage says, "They judge who I kiss. They hate how I live, but silence protects. So I lie for my kids' eyes." Then, you say that was only a metaphor, please. The confession follows a rhyming scheme. The daughter of Remy Ma? Insiders say there has been domestic nuclear fallout. Remy reportedly informed close friends that she had gone into the toilet when she noticed Papoose crying. "Is it true what people are saying about you and Uncle Marcus?" their child asked. "Y'all, Uncle Marcus's loudly crying face?" At this point, the legal risks start to manifest. Because according to emails that were made public, Papoose reportedly tried to avoid the controversy by offering Remy a substantial financial settlement in return for an NDA. Indeed, precisely. He allegedly gave her a lawyer-drafted agreement with the hallmark label called the Mutual Respect and Privacy Clause, which is another name for hush money. But Remy, she's not signing anything. She told her group, "He silenced me long enough. No amount of money can buy back my truth." And just like that, the floodgates opened. Now, there are rumors of lawsuits, not just divorce filings, but also possible defamation claims, frozen accounts, custody battles, and possibly even criminal charges for misused funds. Because if Remy Ma can prove that marital money funded another man's lifestyle, that's financial infidelity. And in New York, that could get messy quickly. In the meantime, Papoose has vanished. He called it the escape of the century after photographers saw him driving a black SUV, sporting a hoodie and shades out of a midtown hotel. He loved me the way a man loves a mirror, for what I reflected, not what I was. Another person added, some men deceive women. They are duped by others. Remy's Instagram has been exploding with mysterious phrases since she made her bombshell public. Celebrities have their opinions. Cardi B enjoyed posting, Nicki Minaj shared a popcorn present on social media. A Twitter user posted a collage of Papoose's previous outfits, which they called discreetly flamboyant. Lil Nas X even wrote, "Y'all owe me an apology." The turmoil wasn't me, he stated, and fans aren't done searching. In a preview video for an interview that will air on a major network next week. Remy Ma appears in a preview video for an interview that will air on a well-known streaming service next week. Perhaps the treachery isn't the only tragedy. Perhaps. Remy Ma, a woman who fought the music industry, the system, and the streets, lost her marriage because he was too afraid to reveal a secret. Hold on, though, because what Remy revealed next made the boyfriend scandal seem like child's play. A second person wore sneakers next to Papoose and his alleged boyfriend. Wait till you hear about the other man if you believe the boyfriend was the big secret. It's the one I found living in our second house, she said, blotting away her tears. What next? Hold on a second. Go back in time. Where is another man living? Yes, exactly. Remy Ma is also claiming that Papoose moved another man into their Westchester investment house, which Remy thought was being used as a secret Airbnb flip. As it turns out, it looked more like a love nest, and it's like something from a soap opera how she found out. According to people close to Remy, Scott decided to pay the house a surprise visit after noticing that the gas bill had skyrocketed. And Remy was she's a streetwise Bronx queen who thought squatters might have moved in, but it turned out to be Gerald. Gerald? Who is he? Hold on tight, sweetie. According to reports, Gerald is a 27-year-old Detroit native who wants to be an R&B musician, Reiki healer, and a dash energy counselor, the kind of man who burns sage, calls everyone king, and wears silk robes. According to leaked Ring camera footage, when Remy arrived at the house, she found Gerald in the garden, meditating while barefoot and shirtless, drinking alkaline water and listening to Papoose's unreleased tracks on a Bluetooth speaker. Remy nearly fainted when she asked him who the hell he was, and he allegedly responded, "I'm the man who brings your husband peace." She didn't even cry. She just turned around and drove straight to her lawyer's office after walking back to her car. Gerald was reportedly renting the house for over a year, and Papoose told Remy that he was letting a mentee crash for a while. But he didn't mention that the mentoring included weekly tantric breathing sessions, shared vision boards, and couples massages. When Remy got the smart home logs, she found that Papoose was visiting the house at least 3 times a week, never during the day. I now want to know what kind of coaching calls for lavender oil, blackout curtains, and noise cancellation. Fans have had enough. Another trend is remixing Papoose's classic alphabetical slaughter, with lines like G for Gerald, H for healing, raw, leaving fans perplexed as to who is actually cheating. One go-viral TikTok skit shows an actress in the role of Remy walking around the house with a flashlight as if she's on Ghost Hunters, whispering, "Where's the man my man's been mentoring?" But since she is now chasing everything, Remy Ma is not amused by the laughter on the internet. The house. She's looking to sell it. The accounts were put on hold. The joint publication rights of earlier songs are the main subject of the audit. She is in fact thinking about taking full custody of their kid, citing Papoose's reckless behavior and emotional instability as justification. Reports state that her lawyer submitted an emergence cyber, asserting that living a double life that involves several secret relationships, hidden residences, and financial dishonesty is the same as subjecting a child to hazardous exposure levels, as if things couldn't get much worse. Papoose's alleged lover Marcus makes the decision to go public. Indeed, Marcus was drinking wine. and listening to a playlist of vintage Papoose songs that were softly playing in the background while he sat in a dimly lit room in a now-deleted broadcast. And what did he say? "She's upset now. I see. Where was all this enthusiasm when he was taking me out on Valentine's Day? Sweetheart, I got gifts too. I'm not the side girl. I was the main mission." The supporters went nuts all of a sudden. Some people took Remy's side, calling Marcus a clout chaser with bad Wi-Fi and more intense delusions. Other people even blamed Remy, asking why she had kept quiet for so long if she knew what was happening. Let's make a clarification first, though. Remy Ma wasn't just a typical housewife. She was a lady who fought for her kid, her family, and her brand while surviving betrayal. Because of the actual joke, she has been planning her public breakdown for months. Sources claim that she started organizing her publicity rollout, gathering receipts, and coordinating the schedule as though it were the release of an album. She is actively negotiating with many networks for a tell-all series working title. Remy Loaded Again, a shattered wedding band with microphones surrounding it, is seen in early concept drawings and judicial subpoenas. Furthermore, C.E. Andes has previously cautioned Papoose from tampering with letters, assuming the claims are true. So what does it leave us with? Gay culture in grief. In the past, people saw Papoose and Remy as the perfect example of how genuine love could endure fame, jail time, and the music industry's curse. In the light of day, that fairy story has now turned into a courtroom drama. Some, on the other hand, think it was the finest thing that ever happened to Remy Ma. She's finally free. Even whether Papoose ever truly loved Remy, or whether she was just the perfect cover story, is a question that some fans have raised. One podcast host summed up what one admirer tweeted: "No more being the ride or die for a man who is riding and dying with someone else." Papoose wasn't only an infidelity victim. He rewrote the definition of betrayal entirely. This is more than just infidelity. This is a glossy take on identity theft. And let's be honest, in a field rife with controversy, this is of very good quality. This rumor is Grammy-worthy. Instead of baths and metaphors, Remy Ma gave us voice messages, money transfers, and surveillance footage. But this is still Beyoncé's public unmasking and dumping lemonade. Then what? According to reports, Remy is getting ready to release a diss tune. Indeed, after months of silence in the studio, she is reportedly working with a strong team of producers to express her viewpoint via bars. The working title: Backstabs and Backshots. It is impossible to construct this something up. And Papoose was seen boarding a plane bound for Mexico. No cap. TMZ saw him wearing a suit and sunglasses while attempting to fit in like Carmen Sandiego. There are a lot of rumors. He could not be online at all. Meanwhile, just as much as the music and the interviews are looking forward to the end, so is the culture. For the time being, Remy Ma walks into the courtroom with her head held high, her documents organized and her tail intact, because if anybody can turn tragedy into hustle, it's the woman who once became a queen after being released from jail. That's what we have left for you, then? Did Papoose betray the culture, or was he just a man of conflict? Between two facts, was a monster revealed by Remy Ma, or did she simply let herself go? More importantly, how many more mysteries are there that are yet unknown? Because I feel like the narrative isn't quite over yet. The tea is hotter than ever, the wigs have been taken, and the closets have been blown open. It would be nice to talk to you. Was Remy Ma just tired of being the bearded one? Or was she bold enough to finally tell the truth? Was Papoose living a secret life, or was he rehearsing for a role in Down Diaries? If you found out that your partner was housing another guy on your second property, how would you respond? Yes, now quit lying. Feel free to post your most fascinating theories in the comments area. We read everything. Shatter that?